Nicole Kidman is having an incredible moment right now, winning a Lifetime Achievement Award, wowing critics with her role in Babygirl, and enjoying a loving family life with Keith Urban and their teenage daughters, Sunday and Faith.
Right there is the love of my life and the loves of my life.
Life seems picture perfect, right? Well, not entirely. Behind all the success, there's a hidden heartache. Her estranged relationship with her two eldest children, Isabella and Connor. Nicole adopted Bella in 1992 and Connor in 1995 during her marriage to Tom Cruise. But these days it's said that Nicole has very little contact with them. According to insiders, there's still love and respect between Nicole and the kids, but she rarely sees them. The reason? Scientology.
I think it's a privilege to call yourself a Scientologist, and it's something that you have to earn, because Scientologist has the ability to create new and better reality.
When Nicole and Tom split in 2001, Bella and Connor stayed with their dad and remained devoted to the Church of Scientology, while Nicole distanced herself from it. Scientology is notorious for cutting ties with people who leave the religion, labeling them as suppressive persons. Nicole was one of them.
To be completely honest, I was running from my life at that time. I wasn't able to handle the reality of my life.
It's been heartbreaking for her. In 2007, Nicole revealed, "My kids don't call me mommy. They don't even call me mom. They call me Nicole, which I hate." Imagine being a mom and hearing that from your kids. It's gut-wrenching.
Probably the thing that I have is the ability to feel, like really feel.
Over the years, Nicole has opened up about the pain, but has always maintained love for her children. In 2018, she said, "They have made choices to be Scientologists, and as a mother, it's my job to love them." Still, reports suggest that her attempts to reconnect haven't gained much traction.
I mean, I think when they get through to, and Bella lives in London now, I think that, kids, everybody has their own path, and when they find their path, it's such a relief as a parent,
Connor, now 29, lives in Florida within a Scientology compound and has reached one of the church's highest levels, the same as Tom. Insiders say he worships the ground his father walks on, leaving little room for Nicole in his life.
Connor and Bella are teenagers now. Connor just turned 18.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
They're like
and
grown
he's
up.
DJing, and he's doing really well.
Bella, 31, lives in London with her husband and is an artist. While her relationship with Nicole seems slightly better, she's even liked a few of Nicole's Instagram posts, things are still strained. Nicole wasn't even at Bella's 2015 wedding, despite being in London at the time. It's a tough pill to swallow for any parent, especially when it feels like religion has been a dividing factor. And Nicole's story isn't the only one like this in Scientology. Even Tom is reportedly distant from his youngest daughter, Suri, who he shares with Katie Holmes. Katie supposedly left Tom to protect Suri from growing up in the church's world. Recently, though, there's been a glimmer of hope. After Nicole's mother, Janelle, passed away, Bella and Connor reportedly wrote a heartfelt letter to their mom expressing their condolences. It was the first meaningful contact Nicole had with them in years.
It's people go, oh, well, whatever, but it's my mama, my life, and I'm allowed to process it and grieve in the way I want to.
Insiders say that while the circumstances were tragic, it brought Nicole some comfort to hear from her eldest children. It's kind of sad it took such a moment for them to reach out, but Nicole believes it would make her mom happy to see them reconnect, a source shared. Nicole is reportedly willing to step back from her career to give her relationship with her kids her best shot. For a mother who's carried this heartbreak for so long, that willingness speaks volumes.
It's so different because they don't live with us, but I would love them to come and live with us at some stage. I mean, they're 18 and 16. It's a different thing. They're teenagers. They're in a whole different place.
At the end of the day, the bond between a mother and her children is something sacred, and even years of distance can't erase that. Now, let's dive into what led to this painful chapter, Nicole's relationship with Tom Cruise. It began as a Hollywood fairy tale, but set the stage for the strained bond she now shares with their children.
I want Nicole to be happy. That's what I want.
When Nicole met Tom Cruise, she didn't just see a man she could love, but a man that could protect her too. He had already established his fame as an actor and had made his mark as the charming action star and heartthrob to millions of fans all over the world. Nicole was still finding her footing as a celebrity. Handling her newfound fame when she had always been so incredibly shy was something she found overwhelming. It was during a viewing of the 1989 Australian film Dead Calm that Cruise first set eyes on Kidman. Like many of Nicole's fans, Tom was put under the spell of her beauty. He began putting things in motion to meet her in person, to maybe cast her in a movie, and perhaps a little more. However, at that time, he was in the process of divorcing his first wife, Mimi Rogers. Finally, the pair met on the set of Days of Thunder in 1989. And in short, Kidman fell hard for her fellow cast member.
I remember being so nervous and seeing Tom Cruise drive up in a Porsche, I think it was, and he got out of the car and walked through, and I was like, and my jaw dropped.
He basically swept me off my feet. I fell madly, passionately in love. And as happens when you fall in love, my whole plan in terms of what I wanted for my life, I was like, forget it. This is it. Together, the duo starred as romantic opposites in the 1990s Days of Thunder, and once Cruise's divorce from Mimi went through, he married Nicole that very same year. I got married very young, but it definitely wasn't power for me. It was protection. I married for love, but being married to an extremely powerful man kept me from being sexually harassed. Sadly, while she saw Tom as a man who would protect her from the harsh reality of Hollywood, he was not able to protect her from heartbreak. Early on in their marriage, Nicole desperately wanted to become a mother and have a big family. I was desperate to have a baby with him. I didn't care if we were married, she admitted. The actress suffered from an ectopic pregnancy, which occurs when the fertilized egg has been implanted outside of the uterus and can't survive. If the pregnancy continues, it could damage nearby organs and cause life-threatening loss of blood. To make matters worse, the ectopic pregnancy was misreported by the press as a miscarriage. It was a painful experience for Nicole, and having something so personal printed all over the tabloids for the whole world to read felt violating. The couple decided to take parenthood into their own hands, and they quickly went on to adopt 2 children, a daughter, Isabella Jane Cruz, and a son, Connor Anthony. She was enjoying the bliss of motherhood, but it was followed by more bumps along the road. Nicole Kidman experienced another loss on her road towards building a family when she had a miscarriage. The loss of a miscarriage is not talked about enough. That's massive grief to certain women. There's an enormous amount of pain, she confessed when speaking about her experience. The very same year she suffered a miscarriage, Tom filed for divorce. Nicole was completely shocked, and she had no idea how to process the sudden news. She was already in such a fragile state from her miscarriage, and now she was going to have to mourn the loss of her marriage too. She said in a candid and rare interview about her marriage to Tom, "Our life together was perfect. It took me a very long time to heal. It was a shock to my system." Cruise has always been an outspoken believer in the religion, Scientology, which by definition is a religion that offers a precise path leading to a complete and certain understanding of one's true spiritual nature and one's relationship to the Supreme Being. At the start of their marriage, it seemed that Nicole took an interest in the religion. However, she allegedly did so because she felt pressured into playing the role of a good wife. Her interest only lasted about 2 years, and she proceeded to leave the religion after some rather strange incidents that occurred. Although it can't be confirmed, it's alleged that there were people spying on Nicole after she took a step back from the religion.
They had a spy in the house. In the relationship, Michael Dovan was the personal assistant to Tom Cruise, and he was feeding information back to head office about what Nicole was saying about Scientology, what was going on in the relationship.
She was also labeled as a suppressive person by Scientologists. This label means that the person in question is not a good influence on the Scientologist's life and needs to be cut out ASAP. Supposedly, the story goes, leaders in Scientology were so concerned that Kidman was pulling Cruise away from the religion, they began to conspire to end the marriage, something it had been rumored they had previously done with Cruise's first wife, Mimi Rogers.
Well, yeah, when I was at the celebrity church, he wasn't around. He wasn't on services, and I was told from them that it was because Nicole Kidman was an influence on him.
And not a good one.
And not a good one.
While Cruise had asked for shared custody of their adopted children, it seems that both Connor and Isabella had chosen to stay with their father, rather than stay with Nicole. They also chose to follow their father's footsteps when it came to religion, too. Thankfully, loneliness was not in the cards for Nicole, and 4 years after the messy divorce of her first marriage, she found her great love with singer Keith Urban.
We found each other in this huge world, and we're crazy about each other, you know?
I'm married to a really good man, and the kids have a great father, and that's a very beautiful thing to be able to say. Isn't it special to hear couples gushing over one another? It sounds like she's finally living the fairy tale love story that she deserves.